Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto. Hope you're having a great day. It's got a few things to talk about. We've got volunteer hackers. We've got Singapore joining the fray. Aave is helping, or one of 9 projects helping Brazil put cryptocurrencies through their paces. Virginia, wow, making big moves in the crypto space. And then we have Terra LUNA flipping Ethereum. Let's get to it. So right now, we've got volunteer hackers, because of course we have the Russian invasion, Russian war, and volunteer hackers have joined in on both sides to help their respective governments go after the other governments, right? They have defaced and shut down websites, and I think more obviously is to come. There is basically an IT army of Ukraine where they actually have a 14-page introductory book that you can read if you want to get involved. So they are really getting out there and really trying to do something. Of course, Russia has its hackers, volunteers, and state sponsored. So I'm expecting a lot of things to go on beyond that. And that kind of leads us into Singapore joining the fray and saying, listen, we are going to not just look into, but stop the Russian central bank from doing any kind of crypto business in our country. And I just said, wow, that's huge. Because I told you, Switzerland joined in, Japan joined in. Now you have Singapore joining in, and you even have 5 local South Korean exchanges doing the same thing. They're taking it a little bit deep, right? They're saying, we're going to block Russian IPs and we're going to seize accounts or freeze accounts. Wow. So you have basically the whole world, or the better part of the world, telling Putin in one way or another, dude, cut it out. Be done with this. Pull out, stop. There are 50 million ways that we could have handled this, and this is not the way. To get on camera and start talking about nuclear this, and if you have a no-fly zone, you're involved in the war, and blah, 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 blah. Putin is off his freaking rocker, and it's affecting markets everywhere. And not just cryptos, but like tons of things. So this should go into your calculations on, what you're seeing in the future and how you're dealing with it. I know when I look at cryptos right now, which are down in a major fashion, I start to look at, is this a buying opportunity, or is there going to be another low? And we'll get into that a little bit later. There are 9 projects in Brazil that are helping Brazil put cryptocurrencies through their paces. Right now, it's about real digital. And what they're doing is they're saying, well, take these use cases and let's see, how cryptos can respond in those use cases. And you have, let's see, in addition to Aave, you have the likes of Santander Bank of Brazil. Think Santander. Same company, just this is the Brazilian piece. You have, I don't know how to pronounce this one quite well, Febraban. You have Gaiseki, Vert, and Visa do Brasil. Yes, I said Visa. So you have 9 projects that are helping them run crypto through the paces. How long will it be before Brazil says, okay, we're good. These cryptos are going to be the ones we're going to work with, and ta-da. Wow. So that's something to talk about, especially since Aave is not that big of a crypto. I mean, it's not big at all. So them getting in on this is, getting that nod is a really cool thing. So I'm expecting them to go up a bit. I don't see them on the winners and losers list right now, but I'm thinking this is going to be a positive thing for them in the coming future, as it starts to get out there. You have several states that are already taking, in the United States, you have several states already taking positive steps toward crypto. Unlike New York that I told you about yesterday. But Virginia unanimously, their state Senate unanimously passed a bill that would enable banks to offer crypto services, crypto asset management. That's huge. That's just huge. So I'm sitting here and I'm just saying to myself, so Virginia's in on it. Their governor is expected to sign this bill and really kickstart getting companies to make crypto investment in Virginia. Virginia wants to really become, a good space for cryptocurrencies. And that's, again, opposing what's going on in New York with regard to banning, seeking to put a 3-year ban on Bitcoin mining. And I'm just sitting here and I'm just going, wow, is there anything else because that's being led by a Democrat. And then, what's being done in Virginia was led by a Republican, although it was unanimously voted. But I still sit here and I just go, are Democrats getting this wrong? Are they getting it wrong? Because Republicans seem to be all about it. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are a lot of Democrats that are all about it, but to be introducing a 3-year ban or moratorium on giving out licenses for Bitcoin mining when you have so many different ideas that can happen, economically, I think that's shooting yourself in the foot. I have respect for the doctor, for the assemblywoman that's brought it forward, but there are better ways. And you're going to see other states pick up. It's sort of like how quickly marijuana was passed in other states, and those states saw a boom while other states dragged their feet and didn't see anything. Just saying. Let's wake up, folks. Let's wake up. Terra LUNA. I've been telling you about Terra LUNA for a while. So Terra LUNA has surpassed Ether as the number 2 staked crypto in the world. Whoa. So Terra LUNA now has over 28 billion. Ether has 25 billion. The number 1 player in the space is Solana, and that's at 35 billion. But Ether is catching up in major fashions. I mean, when you really think about it, a $7 billion, difference in this space is not all that big. It's not all that big. So I think that's going to happen. I think it's very possible that could happen. And Ethereum is not small. But when you think about the number of participants in the staking pool for Terra LUNA, which 226,000, over 226,000 participants in that space, I just go, wow, that's 4 times more than Ethereum. Now think about that. 4 times more than Ethereum. Ethereum's at about 52,000. And you go, whoa, wait, 52,000? How much money do those people have to get to 25 billion from 52,000 versus 226,000 that got to 28 billion? So yeah, it's second, but that's major, right? That kind of thing is major. That ratio is big. So, but for me, I just look at it and I just say, well, there are ways to make money in crypto, not just by hodling, but by staking crypto, which is what I talked about a few weeks ago. I haven't done it yet. Well, actually, that's not true. I have done it. I've kind of passively done it. I'm holding certain cryptos and, in my wallet, and I go, yeah, you can stake that. Yeah, you can stake that. Yeah, you can stake that. Am I making big money on that? No, but I'm making pennies. I'm making pennies, and it hasn't cost me anything. Just kind of passively sitting there doing its thing. Not bad. It's not bad. You want to be careful about where you're going, who you're staking with, and what you're staking, all that good stuff. But so far, so good. So far, so good. I'm making my little pennies, and I'm happy with it. Will I do more? Yes. When I decide to put more into those coins, I will do so. And that brings us to DCAing. Dollar cost averaging is your friend. So when you see something like this, you see drops in cryptos of high percentages. I mean, we're talking about percentages from anywhere from 32% all the way down, percentages drops from 10% down all the way down to, 8%, right? Right now, this second or this minute, winners are beating losers, but, Bitcoin's having issues getting back above 40 because it's taken that much of a hit. So you figure down from 45 to below 40. again, bouncing within a range, playing the range. So getting something when it's low, deciding whether or not you're going to hodl or shave off some profit when it goes back up. And you can just play that bounce as it keeps going, knowing that I'm hodling some and using some of that to take some profit and bounce with. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But also dollar cost averaging. And something I always tell you, do your own research on the coins that you want to invest in. I spend a lot of time doing research on what's going on. What can affect cryptos now in an immediacy? What can affect cryptocurrencies in the future? That's what I look at. I look at that all the time. Why? Because what you hear that might affect cryptos down the road might be something to help you make a decision now so that you could take advantage down the road. So DCA, have some money on the side, have your schedule, be ready to act. Don't be afraid to take your profit, because it's not profit unless you take it. And it's not a loss until you actually take it. So both sides. But I would sit back and I would think about, well, how do I DCA? How much money I'm going to leave on the side so that if there's a major drop, I can get in. Depends on what you're doing, but you have to do your own research because only you know your finances. So anyway, let's get to the numbers because it's been very interesting in the past couple of days. Whoops, clicked the wrong one. So when you look at this, like I was saying, you have losses going from 10%, technically all the way down to zero. Right now, like I said, winners are beating losers. But for the day, you've got to admit that, it hasn't been great for Bitcoin. It hasn't been great for everybody. But you can run with that. Let's see what else is going on, because there's much. I feel so bad. Please bear with me. I had removed some of these fear and greed index because I want to see that. No, let's go to real fear. We only need one fear and greed index. Fine, whatever. Let's just go there. Get a quick view. That's not the one that I normally use, but we'll get there. And I wanted to see coin 360. So let's start with, the fear and greed index being at 17. I don't know that I like this chart, because it's not the one that I normally use, and I forgot the name of the site that I use to actually get there. There it is. Bam. All right. So the fear and greed index right now, and that's why we didn't like that chart. See, 17. Yeah, skip that. So here's the one that everybody pulled, that almost everybody pulls from, and it's at 22 out of 100. So that means there's extreme fear right now. Yesterday was in the 30s, now it's in the 20s. There's extreme fear, but I'm looking at this and I'm saying to myself, I think it's a buying opportunity and it's going to go well, right? So like I said before, when we were all the way back here, we said, well, what's going on? And then it started to pop. Same thing at this point. What's going on? Then we popped a little bit. Same thing here. I think we're going to see what's going on. It'll hover here for a little bit, and then I think it's going to pop again. So for me, I think it's a buying opportunity. Almost everything is on sale. So when you look at Coin 360, things are kind of in the green, but look at BTC, it's still at 39.3. Hasn't gone above 40,000. That's what we're waiting for. Remember, I told you I like 40,000, then 42, then 45. And then my next big leap from there is going to be 50. So that's really what I'm looking at. Ethereum, if you like Ethereum, right now, it's on crazy sale at 2,600. 2,600, a little close to 27. That's fine. I think it's on sale. XRP is showing a deep green, but it's really not. Still at 75 cents. I think when we looked at it yesterday at the same time, it was still at 75 cents. So I think it dropped and then came back a bit. So you can see that it dropped and it came back 6%. So these are things that you're looking for. You're always looking for those opportunities in the coins that you've done your research on, in terms of what's their trend, what's their utility, are they working with anybody? Is there any new news that anybody's saying, that has anybody picked up on yet? Pay attention. Do they have a Twitter feed? Do they have a website that they keep up to date? Do they have a Reddit that you can get in on and you can see what kind of what kind of projects or what kind of mini projects are going on? Is there going to be a new DEX on the protocol? Things like that. This is what helps you do your research. Don't just listen to people like me. Get out there, do your own research so that you can kind of go, yeah, I kind of like that. I kind of don't like that. It's kind of like I went to that website and didn't like the fear and greed index numbers because I kind of know the fear and greed index numbers. So I was like, yeah, nah, it doesn't sound right to me. Let me go over here and take a look at it. And lo and behold. So this is why I tell you, you must do your own research. But I'm sharing my research with you in the hopes that it helps you do your research. And if you want, shoot me a note, subscribe, hit the like, don't forget to hit the bell so you know when I'm dropping a video, but drop me a note. Let me know what's on your mind. What are you researching? Does it make sense to you? If you have questions, because maybe your question is the same question I have or same question one of my kids have, and I have to do the research anyway. Anyway, hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much for watching. Greatly appreciate it. Have a great one. Bye-bye.